Okay, so this is another type of parent material. We're down in the forest now. We're on the south side of South Mountain, and right away you can see that this rock has got a texture that's very different from some of the other parent materials we've looked at. It's relatively smooth. You don't see big knobs. Nice little bits of places where a millipede can crawl around on the rock surface. But you notice the millipede is almost the same size as most of the crystals in here, so they're relatively small. If we look up on this face, it's even clearer. You can see that most of this face is sort of a dark purplish color, but there are little bits of lighter colored things, and those are minerals. And in this particular rock, the minerals like that we call phenocrysts, because this rock is a rock that formed by the cooling and crystallization of a magma. So this is actually a volcanic rock. So in Pennsylvania, we don't really think of there being volcanoes, but there are, and this is actually the same kind of volcanic rock that you might find in places like Iceland, and places that you also, I've heard a lot about on the news, for example, places like Yellowstone National Park. The Yellowstone caldera erupts rhyolites. And so even though this rock is very ancient, we don't have to worry about a rhyolite volcano erupting here anytime soon. Way back in Earth's history, there were volcanoes like that in this part of the world. And a rhyolite is actually, even though it looks pretty homogeneous, as a parent material, it's quite interesting because whereas some parent materials have a limited number of elements of interest to plants, this particular parent material actually not only has silica and oxygen, but has quite a bit of potassium, quite a bit of sodium, a moderate amount of aluminum, and some minor amounts of iron and magnesium. So it wouldn't be a great source for that as the rock weathers and breaks down, but it would be a good source of potassium and of sodium. So this is an example of a second type of parent material that we have. We're only about 10 miles from Dickinson campus, and so we expect to find a different sort of soil forming on this type of parent material because the soil is going to be controlled at least to some degree by the bedrock. We are not on top of a mountain. Now we're down in a valley, so this is also a place where there is also going to be a transported component to most soils that we would see. But having this sort of a bedrock or parent material means that we have a source of things like potassium that is a local source. And potassium is one of the nutrients that's important for plant growth in soils.